Donald Trump really looked at everything happening right now. Gas prices climbing, groceries getting ridiculous, jobs slowing down, foreign policy turning into pure chaos, and somehow the White House decided the solution was, you know what the American people need? A giant prayer rally on the National Mall. I swear you cannot make this stuff up. They called it Rededicate 250 because the United States is turning 250 years old, and apparently instead of fixing literally anything, they figured they'd throw a full-day Jesus event and have Trump appear like some kind of spiritual leader. And listen, forget politics for a second, the whole thing was just painfully awkward. Trump's big moment wasn't even live. It was a short, pre-recorded video, and from the second it started, you could tell something was off. The guy could barely get through the words. Every other sentence sounded like his tongue and teeth were fighting each other in real time. And people immediately noticed the editing too, because the camera kept cutting away every time he stumbled over a line. It looked less like a presidential address and more like a hostage video stitched together from 100 failed takes. And then there's the hand thing. Once again, Trump spends most of the video covering that bruised right hand with his left like he's trying to hide it from the camera. At this point, people notice it every single time. But honestly, the craziest part is that this was supposed to be the inspiring centerpiece of the event. Imagine standing outside all day in DC heat, paying $18 for fried dough and bottled water, waiting for Trump's big speech, and then what you get is a weird 2-minute clip where he can barely pronounce half the words before the video suddenly cuts off like somebody accidentally unplugged it. And the religious angle makes this even crazier because Trump has spent years selling himself as this deeply spiritual guy when literally nobody believed that before he ran for president. This is a man who was asked his favorite Bible verse and responded like a kid who forgot to read the book before class. Both Old and New Testament. Bro, what does that even mean? He suddenly became ultra-religious at almost 70 years old because he realized evangelical voters were politically useful. That's the entire game. And the wild part is how many people completely bought into it. Trump doesn't talk like a religious person, doesn't act like a religious person, and definitely doesn't live like one, but he figured out that if you wave a Bible around enough, millions of people will treat you like a prophet. Then you had Senator Tim Scott trying to hype up the crowd screaming, "How many of you love Jesus?" And the audience reaction was so weak, he literally had to ask again louder, like a youth pastor bombing at church camp. The whole thing felt forced, uncomfortable, and honestly desperate. Because when administrations are doing well, they usually brag about the economy or policy wins. When they're struggling, suddenly it's giant patriotic prayer festivals and pre-recorded speeches about Solomon. That's not leadership. That's political theater with gospel music in the background.